You are listening to the CAD Call podcast. This is the place where computer-aided design and drafting meets humor and practicality, with a touch of business acumen thrown in for fun. Jim and Rocco, the owners of Zentech Consultants, the premier U.S. technology consulting firm for architecture, engineering, construction, and manufacturing, discuss the fascinating world of CAD with some humor and some honesty. The CAD Call podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the CAD Call podcast with Jim and Rocco from Zentech Consultants. I am everybody's favorite host, Jim Coppinger, and with me as always is...
You know this was coming. The brilliant one, Rocco.
Look at the drama. I told you, man. I'm the only one who's allowed to be obnoxious, even though we all know I'm not even my own favorite host of this show. That's not even the point. The good thing is today we have a guest on the show. So we have Craig Swearingen from BricsCAD is here with us once again. And Craig is an implementation specialist over at BricsCAD with a real extensive background in civil design and CAD management. So, Craig, thanks for joining us again, man.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you, sir.
You don't need to lie to us. We'll keep you on the show anyway, man. It's okay, really. All right. But no, we really do appreciate it. Always fun to have on. So Craig, why don't you fill in our listeners a little bit on your background and tell us all exactly what you do as an implementation specialist over at BricsCAD.
Great. Well, thank you once again, Jim and Rocco, for having me. I really enjoy being on here, and you guys are great. So,
see, that someone thinks I'm great, Rocco. Just had to point it out.
Right. Well, a little bit about me. I've worked in the civil industry for 19 years as a technician. Moved my way up through a CAD manager, and got to know a little bit of ins and outs about bridge design, airports, roads, trails, sanitary sewer, land acquisition, all sorts of stuff. So I moved on, and I am an implementation specialist with Bricsys BricsCAD, and my primary objective is to assist clients with the transition or implementation of BricsCAD. I work with Robert Green and our outstanding support specialist, and we communicate and coordinate with the client throughout the process and devise a strategy, a transition strategy, just ensuring the setup and or the transition from your current CAD software to BricsCAD goes smoothly and seamlessly.
There you go. So, in case you were wondering, folks, he has almost no experience. So, that's just the way it is. So, it's always nice to get folks who get, just real extensive backgrounds. It always makes these conversations go much, much easier. So, we actually asked Craig to be here today because I want to focus on a single software system, which is BricsCAD, and its impact on the CAD marketplace. Now, our listeners know that Rocco and I try real hard not to make this show about sales for ourselves, but every once in a while, right, the big topics that we want to cover actually coincide with the things that we do here at Zentech. So I just want to point out that while we are BricsCAD partners and we do a lot of work with selling and training and implementing BricsCAD for our clients, but that's not the reason why we're discussing it today. The real reason is that Autodesk has essentially held a monopoly in the CAD world for, I say the better part of the last 2 decades. And BricsCAD is really the first system we've seen that I feel has a real chance at kind of toppling the king off of their throne. Look, don't get me wrong, right? There are other CAD systems out there that are very popular, but they tend to dwell in very specific industry spaces. Right, like CATIA or Acacia, I never figure out how you pronounce that. And Pro-E, CATIA. Okay, there you go. See, I wasn't even close. And I know I read it all the time, and no one ever said it out loud to me before. And Pro-E and but they live in the mechanical space, or even like the Bentley packages, right? They're primarily in that civil and site arena, and those are all really impressive systems, right? But they don't compare to the market share that Autodesk holds. I think even in those industries that they specialize in, and none of them even attempt to compete across the spectrum of general design and drafting that Autodesk does with their AutoCAD based product line. And I think that BricsCAD, on the other hand, is trying to do exactly that, kind of facing down the lion in its own den. So Craig, let's start there. What's the background on BricsCAD? Where did it start, and where is it going?
Well, Bricsys is based in Ghent, Belgium, and has been developing BricsCAD since 2002. Today we have offices all over the world. We've partnered in over 80 countries and welcome more than, I think, right around 1,200 registered application developers. So in 2018, Bricsys became a part of the US-based Hexagon AB, and then since then they've continued to expand the brand within Europe. And in 2020, offices were opened to grow their market, especially here in North America, the Middle East, and Asia. And we know that CAD, especially in the US, is an extremely large market and in a variety of different sectors with unlimited opportunities, and one where we believe we can find success. As far as the program is concerned, BricsCAD is a single unified platform without having to jump between and learn different products and file formats, which then enables users, if needed, to switch between 2D and 3D work, and it allows for BIM and mechanical tools to be used in that same environment.
Yeah, which is amazing. I mean, it's really a great thing. And that's a lot of what drew us to BricsCAD, right? And BricsCAD is really, as far as I can see, it's the only viable option to AutoCAD out there on the market today. And I think there's still a really big need for, you know, those basic 2D and 3D drafting capabilities, right? To develop construction documentation and, you know, handle basic design calculations and annotations, and for really just about every type of construction project we work with out there. Sure, I mean, there are advanced vertical design systems, you know, for, you know, BIM and digital twins and so on. And like Craig said, right, BricsCAD has those, and it's really growing into those markets as well. But for most of us, I think our daily work is still based in basic CAD. And for, you know, here in the US, that means almost always dealing with those Autodesk product lines at some level. And, you know, right now I know there's a lot of, or there's been rather a lot of anger in the CAD industry over the last 5 years or so, because it's about when Autodesk made the change over to a purely subscription-based licensing model. And their attempts in the interim to kind of eliminate benefits like network licensing and so on. You know, that's prompted a lot of folks to start looking for other options. And I really think BricsCAD is really your best starting point here. So, Craig, where do you see the big selling point for people who are moving from Autodesk over to BricsCAD, right? You know, what do you think is the biggest benefit there? Is it the cost savings, or is it the capabilities of BricsCAD?
You said there's people that are angry?
Just a few.
Yeah, well, when it comes to the licensing models, we encounter this often. You know, it starts kind of with the ever-changing rules with the licensing options, and that has a direct impact on the cost. And, you know, there's at times where it sounds like maybe a trade-in deal is going to be beneficial to the customer, but that's just not the case when you run the numbers, especially for those mid to large size firms. And many of those companies, you know, they'll complain and they'll mumble dirty words underneath their breath, but they'll go grab their checkbook and just cut the check.
Yep.
Which doesn't make real good business sense. So let me throw some numbers at you. On average, over the course of like a standard 3-year contract, BricsCAD customers can generally save 60 to 70% versus the cost of AutoCAD. However, few companies are even willing to look into a viable option unless it's compatible with their current software, which is exactly why BricsCAD is the go-to if companies are ready to make the switch from AutoCAD to BricsCAD. Now, I've heard the word alternative to describe BricsCAD, and while it is an alternative, we believe it's actually an upgrade. It's a familiar environment at a lower cost of ownership with more flexible licensing options. So it sounds like an upgrade to me.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. So Rocco, let's wake you up over there. So in terms of our clients here at Zentech, right? You know, we got a bunch of them who are making that move over to BricsCAD. It's a lot of what we're doing recently. What seems to be the key driver for them? Do you find that it's the frustration over the Autodesk, you know, pricing and licensing model, or like Craig said, are they looking for better, faster tools? Do they want that upgrade to a better system?
Yes.
Well, there you go. Well, thank you for playing, Rocco. We'll see you next week.
No, yeah, it's all of the above, right? It's a better product that's actually, being truly developed, from year to year, that a product that they invest in, and they see developments, an affordable package, right? I mean, a lot of people still want that perpetual based product, and with BricsCAD, you can have either an annual license or a perpetual license. It's a fantastic tool, especially for or set of tools for companies that are just starting out in the industry. I talk to people all the time. Oh my God, I can't afford AutoCAD. And BricsCAD is affordable.
Yeah, no doubt.
So all the above.
Yeah, that's a fair point. It really is a little bit of both. So, and listen, I know, I think the thing that I know all of the listeners right now are thinking is, they're going, man, I don't want to get involved in some major CAD transition, right? It's going to take, a ton of time and a ton of money to train my people and build all new CAD standards. And look, I definitely understand that argument, and it is a legitimate concern. But I think the good thing here, and it's one of the things I really love about BricsCAD, is that it's actively addressed those issues for you in advance. And to be honest, it's really the primary reason why Zentech got involved with the BricsCAD system at all, right? It's because they're the only alternative or upgrade, as Craig wants me to say, CAD system that has really taken the time to address those user concerns and to actively eliminate them before you even get to that transition process. So let's talk about the transition then, Craig. What is the process like for people when they move from Autodesk over to BricsCAD, right? What can they expect in terms of a learning curve for BricsCAD, and how much effort is it to transition over their standards to that system?
Well, there's a lot of those key elements to make the transition from AutoCAD to BricsCAD a very easy one. First of all, BricsCAD is DWG based, which it provides the same drawing file format as AutoCAD. So there's no need to convert any of your drawings right off the bat. As well, there's no need to translate, like I said, file types. They have full command scripts, macros, menu compatibility, all with AutoCAD 22. So you move to BricsCAD, your current menus, scripts, list routines will run directly in BricsCAD with zero changes, along with your standard printers, templates, blocks, sheet sets. You bring them all into BricsCAD. You provide a pathing for right where they're located, and you feel right at home right away. And all that drastically reduces that learning curve, the amount of training needed, because all the commands, the processes, they're so similar. And we say that a proficient CAD user can be comfortable within an hour and back to full efficiency within a day.
Yeah, and I have absolutely found that to be true. That's not an exaggeration, because that's exactly what I did. Within an hour, I was like, oh, I don't ever need AutoCAD again. This is perfect. It gave me everything I needed. So, all right. So I think we've covered kind of the basic concept and the benefits of making the move over to BricsCAD. So let's take a break so we can listen to today's sponsor. And when we get back, I want to get into some details on BricsCAD capabilities, right? And what the different versions of BricsCAD can actually do for you. So hang in, folks. We'll be back in just a minute with more of the Cattle Call Podcast. All right, Rocco. So we are sponsoring ourselves yet again today. What is it we want to talk about?
We're going to talk about me today, Jim.
No one wants to talk about you. Not even you.
Oh, fine. Let's talk about Zentech Tech Blocks.
Awesome. I like Zentech Tech Blocks. Zentech Tech Blocks are prepaid support hours that let you call on Zentech's experienced technical staff to address all your support questions, problems, help you with workflows and standards, really anything you need on the technology side. We're here to provide the support you need so that your most talented people aren't being dragged into helping everybody else in your company instead of working on the billable jobs that you need them focused on. All right. So Zentech Tech Blocks are available in multiple sizes. We sell them in 5-hour, 10-hour, 20-hour, and 40-hour prepaid support blocks. And if you're interested and you need that sort of help, Rocco, how do they reach out to us?
Yeah, hit up our website, zentechconsultants.net. Give us a ring, 866-824-4459, or even drop us an email, sales@zentechconsultants.net.
All right, Zentech Tech Blocks, the vital support that your people need exactly at the moment that they need it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Cattle Call Podcast. And we're talking about BricsCAD design software today with our guest, Craig Swearingen from Bricsys BricsCAD. In this half, I really want to talk about two things, I guess. First, what BricsCAD does better than its competitors, right? And which version of BricsCAD our listeners might actually need, depending on their work. So, one of the things that drew me personally into the BricsCAD net, so to speak, was the fact that it's not only fully compatible with AutoCAD, but that it's actually a much better design system in a lot of ways. BricsCAD has tools that I've never seen in any other CAD system. And some of those tools are just unbelievably valuable for day-to-day drafting and design work. I mean, for me, the concept of a less expensive, familiar to use CAD system that is even more powerful than the one that most people are using today was just absolutely fascinating to me. So, Craig, what are the tools that you think really differentiate BricsCAD from other CAD systems? I mean, can you give us a few examples of what they are and kind of how they work?
Absolutely. Well, our focus is on improving user efficiency, and we have developed tools exclusive to BricsCAD, like you mentioned, that have helped us achieve that. So if you spend a lot of time editing drawings, moving details around, and then fixing all the entities that are left behind, as most of us do, then we have a command and a process called Move Guided, and that will save you hours of time. And what Move Guided does is it allows you to take any collection of entities in a 2D drawing and intelligently move them from one part of the drawing to another in a similar location. And this includes blocks, lines, hatches, arcs. And at the new location, the Move Guided intelligently snaps the selected entities to the existing geometry. So if required, the tool will create a gap when placing those entities. So let's say you want to move a door from the left side of the screen on the wall to the right side of the screen on the wall. It will automatically heal the drawing itself by filling what was on the left side and allowing kind of a trim and a hatch on the other side. Copy Guided works the same manner as Move Guided, but in that case the user is copying the collection of entities from one place to another, so you'd be copying the door from the left to the right. And the same principle applies when it comes to the trimming of the line work where the object is placed, so it all trims that out for you. Two other tools that are exclusive to BricsCAD are Blockify and Parameterize. Now, Parameterize is available on BEM, and it automatically adds constraints and parameters to a set of 3D solids without any of the manual work. So for each unique value, the specific parameter is created, then each parameter can be animated to show what parameters correspond in the model itself, and then the geometry becomes controllable in terms of the shape and size. So this is really nice when you have like an office chair that has multiple different depths, multiple different heights, and you can then parameterize that and create a geometric model that would automatically be updated. BricsCAD Blockify tool can be applied to the 2D entities as well as 3D solids, and the Blockify tool basically enables you to convert a repetitive set of entities into a block definition. Select a set of 3D solids or 2D entities, and then Blockify searches the entire drawing for identical sets of entities and automatically replaces them with blocks. So not only does it reduce the potential for errors of the line work, but it drastically reduces the file size of your drawings. And I like to say we're making dumb things smart.
There you go. Can you do that for me?
I thought you were going to bust Rocco on that
one. I was torturing him enough today. I figured I'd take a shot at myself for once.
I was wondering what was wrong with you.
So you see, Craig knows he's been here too often. He knows I spend my time torturing Rocco. It's always good. So, look, the thing I think, for me anyway, that kind of put BricsCAD over the top was their quad tool.
The quad tool. I forgot about that. Yeah.
What a great tool. I mean, it's just this little heads up display button. It's context sensitive. As you hover over or click on an item, it gives you all the correct editing tools and modification tools, and the most recent tools you've used right where you're pointing. I mean, it's what you need when you need it without ever having to go to a ribbon or a panel or remember a drop down location. It's so easy. It's the most valuable CAD production feature that I've ever seen. And it's funny, when I first looked at it, I was like, oh, that thing's annoying. I'm going to get rid of that. And after 5 minutes, I went, oh my God, where has this been my entire life? This is the greatest thing ever. But I think the features you pointed out, right, the AI features, for things like the copy and move guided, they're just brilliant for daily design work. I mean, it saves so much time. It's so simple. I guess the next thing that I kind of wanted to get into here beyond those tools are the different versions of BricsCAD, right? There are a number of different licenses that you can pick up depending on what kind of design work you do and what your needs are. And I'm going to have Craig explain them all to us. But the thing that I personally really like about BricsCAD licensing, other than the really low cost, which we all like, it's that the installer is the same for all of the products, right? It's a single download, and that includes everything. And the features are just enabled or disabled based on the license that you purchase. Right? And that's brilliant. And it's a huge load off of your IT department for installation and distribution of these packages, particularly in larger firms where you're installing on a few hundred seats. Okay? So, all right. So Craig, so give us the list, right? What are the available versions of BricsCAD, and what does each different one offer to our listeners?
Well, we have a bunch of different options, like you mentioned. We have BricsCAD Lite, BricsCAD Pro, BIM, Mechanical, and Ultimate. So BricsCAD Lite and Pro, they're the most common choices amongst our clients. Lite is very comparable to AutoCAD LT and straight AutoCAD. I say comparable, but the fact of the matter is that BricsCAD Lite, it offers much more than AutoCAD LT and straight AutoCAD. BricsCAD Pro is where we house the civil tools and a host of modeling tools and other options. And I will also include that the ability to use point clouds extends through each license level, which is something that generally doesn't happen when a software company is enticing the user to upgrade platforms. It's generally saved for the higher level license levels.
Yeah.
But BIM is where our architectural tools reside, and the Mechanical, of course, provides a mechanical library of parts and the analysis tools. But Ultimate is all of that, and it contains everything. And I will say, for those who want any additional feature comparisons, we do offer a full description and comparison between all the BricsCAD products on our website, as well as we compare what BricsCAD features are available versus AutoCAD. And really, there is no compromise.
Yeah, no, there really isn't. It's not even a question when you look at the comparison between BricsCAD and AutoCAD or AutoCAD LT. You get way more with the BricsCAD versions than you do in the traditional ones. So Rocco, kind of drawing you into this conversation, right? Which of those products? I know what Craig is saying on the BricsCAD side, but for our clients, which ones draw the most attention from our client base, and why do you think that is? What is it about that those specific ones?
Yeah, I think it's in line with what Craig is saying. I mean, we get a lot of folks that are interested in the Lite and the Pro. It all comes down to what you're doing. I mean, if you're heavily involved with architecture, and you need to work with BIM, then BricsCAD BIM is a product. If you're doing mechanical design, it's BricsCAD Mechanical. If you're kind of doing a combination of everything, and believe it or not, there's enough people that are, then Ultimate is the package. But a lot of folks come down to Lite and Pro. And I think that it's a lot of folks are still doing a lot of work in 2D. It's it may be a surprise, but despite constantly hearing about 3D, but a lot of folks are still in 2D, and so that's why I think it's it's the Lite and the Pro that stand out a little bit more.
Okay, and that's fair. So I think one more thing that I wanted to get into here today is that, while BricsCAD is this brilliant replacement for basic AutoCAD, BricsCAD does have more advanced versions, like Craig was pointing out, right? But there's a lot of capacity for doing a lot of industry and trade specific designs in basic BricsCAD to the Lite and the Pro versions as well, right? The Pro system in particular, it incorporates a full set of civil and survey 3D modeling tools, similar to what you'd kind of see in Civil 3D and other packages from Bentley and so on. Right? And there are also a ton of BricsCAD partners out there who provide plugins and integrations for some remarkably advanced tools, right, for these vertical designs that run right inside of BricsCAD. Now, to be fair, right, those are separate purchases from third-party vendors. But the truth is, even bundling those together with BricsCAD as a purchase, it still usually costs way less than just a basic AutoCAD subscription would. So Craig, who are the big partners for those basic BricsCAD systems, right? For those big industries like civil and architectural and MEP, what platforms work in BricsCAD that way?
Well, we have civil site design tools, and that includes all the civil design packages. And again, that sits entirely on the BricsCAD platform. We have Enscape. I'm sure you've heard about that. It's the real-time rendering plugin, and it walks you through a fully rendered model project, no big deal. Rhinoceros, we just actually ran a webinar with Rhinoceros today, and it uses a 3D modeler to create and edit, analyze all your point clouds and your polygon meshes. We have a Plant Professional that we use, Spatial Manager, a lot of great 3D applications. And the best thing about this is we're always looking for additional development to be able to run in tandem with BricsCAD. So you can also get on the BricsCAD website and apply for a development license, and we'll let you have at it.
Yeah, there you go. And like I said, and we actually work here with like civil site design. It's a dramatically better, faster version of Civil 3D, and you can run it there inside of BricsCAD and do everything you could ever want to do better than you can do it in the Autodesk line. So, all right, so let me kind of ask you one last thing here, Craig, before we kind of get to the end of the episode here. If you can you tell our listeners where does BricsCAD go from here? I mean, are they planning to extend their industry tools like they have with the civil into their base packages? Or are they kind of looking to work more extensively, developing partnerships, with like Civil Site Design and Rhino and other partners like that?
Well, while I would like to pull the curtain back like the Wizard of Oz and explain what we have coming up in our next release, which I believe is this fall, what I can tell you is that we work closely with current and potential customers to provide them enhanced tools that assist with their productivity. We continuously develop powerful features and enhance the intelligent AI-powered features like we discussed, which help automate tasks, optimize drawings, and ultimately it increases user productivity. So if we happen to see an issue that may reside with the current tool, or we even need to submit a new feature request, we work with the client directly to provide innovative solutions immediately. That being said, I'm often the middleman between the client and development. And in the time that I've been with BricsCAD, I've watched numerous client feature requests and their suggestions. I've watched them progress through development and be implemented within the next major release.
Yeah.
So our development takes it seriously. And the best part about that is our customer base trusts us with their feedback because they've seen the direct results.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I've seen that myself. I mean, I will absolutely give that to the BricsCAD development team. They are crazy responsive. I've seen the same thing with my support customers saying, hey, here's an issue, here's something I wish would work. And then in the next release, it's like, oh, yeah, by the way, we threw that in for you. It's like, wow, that's nice. You don't get that from your competitor. We'll put it that way. So,
well, on behalf of the development team, we appreciate that. Thank you.
They do great work. So, all right. So I think we can wrap it up today by saying that, Rocco and I are definitely big fans of BricsCAD, and we think it's something that all of our listeners should at least spend a little bit of time researching. And of course, if you have any questions, Rocco is always napping by the phone. So, you can call him and help me. Yeah, exactly. See, help me get some actual work out of this guy for once. See, I was going back to take a shot at him, Craig. There was no way. So I do want to thank Craig, one more time for being here, man. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jim and Rock. Thank you so much.
All righty, folks. We're going to get out of here, and we will catch you next time on the Cattle Call Podcast. All right, everybody. Today's Cattle Call was brought to you courtesy of Zentech Consultants. That's Rocco and I. Zentech Consultants works with design and manufacturing firms to help our clients purchase and implement the software that they need in these complex industries. We provide a single point of contact for clients to buy, develop, and learn the most vital software systems for your specific needs. Zentech strives to be your trusted technology partner from your initial needs all the way through long-term support and training for your entire staff. So Rocco, why don't you tell them how to reach out to Zentech?
All right, yeah, you can reach out to us through zentechconsultants.net. You can email us at sales@zentechconsultants.net, or you can even call us 866-824-4459.
Excellent. We look forward to hearing from y'all.